What's up everybody, Antonio here. Today we're going to be doing an exercise in the key of E major. We're basically going to be doing an E major scale on two strings at the same time. So we're going to be paralleling a major scale. The first part will be on the open E string, and it will be open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 12th fret. So that's an E major scale. The next part, which we'll be doing at the same time, is going to be an E major scale, but starting in G sharp, which is the third of the E major chord, E, G sharp, B. So that's going to be done on the G string 1st fret. So from the G string, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 13th. So that's a parallel scale. So we have the G sharp and the E going up together at the same time. So then when we do that, I'll be using my index and my ring fingers, putting my index on the third or the G string and my ring finger on the E string, and I'll be playing those at the same time. So we have the G sharp on the 1st fret of the G and the open E. Then we have the 2nd fret on the G string and the 2nd fret on the E string. 4th and 4th, 6th and 5th, 8th and 7th, 9th and 9th, 11th, 11th, 13th and 12th. Okay, again. And I'll just play them one at a time. Again, I'm just using the index on the G string and the ring finger on the E string. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a bass note that'll be just the open E consistently throughout, and we'll start with a very simple. We'll go low E, G, E. So it's E, G, E, G sharp, sorry. So the E string, the G string, and the E string. So So you see that I'm basically just walking up that scale every time the same way. The only thing that's changing is what I'm doing with my right hand. And on my right hand for that exercise, it was thumb, index, and ring on the open E, G, and E. Now we're going to add the middle finger on the B string. So now we basically are keeping our thumb on the E, index on the G, middle on the B, and ring finger on the E. So now we're going to do the same pattern again, but I'm going to go thumb, index, middle, ring. Again, I'm just doing that same pattern with the left hand, doing the two scales at the same time. Okay, so you can mix up any pattern or combination of the right hand fingers. So on that last one I was doing thumb, index, middle, ring. You can do thumb, ring, middle, index. You can do thumb, middle, index, ring. You can do any combination, and you can speed it up, but I recommend that you do it slow at first and just get really comfortable. Get this hand, focus the attention on this hand, because that's where you're going to be switching fingers here, and this one's going to be on autopilot. But once this is comfortable, then go ahead and start playing around with these. Here's another one you could do. Now occasionally I let go of that E string, like here. Just for fun, because it sounded cool. So you can play around with that. So that's the pattern. I was doing 4 or like 1 measure each. So you can also shorten it up and tighten it and do half a measure each chord or each fingering. For that one I was going thumb, ring, middle, index. So that's the basics of that exercise right there. The next video I'll do is I'll show you how to do it in the key of E minor. And then I'm going to expand it to different string combinations. So right now we're working with just the E, the G, and the E strings. And doing an E major scale, 2 of them at the same time, and ascending and descending. You could also descend, obviously. That was just thumb, index, ring, and 1 beat each. All right, hope you enjoyed that. That's a fun little exercise that I like to do. Something you can do just in the background when there's people in the room, and you just do that for a little while. People start listening. It feels really good. It's got a nice mellow vibe to it. This is in 3/4 time. All right, there's a little exercise for you guys to work on. Thanks for watching. Please take a minute and subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications and like, comment. If you want to see anything, you want to learn anything specific, please reach out to me in the comments. I'm happy to take requests for things to share with y'all. Many blessings. Have a beautiful day.